Feast your eyes on the mess of a gameplay in the background that you're about to see and bask in its horrendousness, for me, just for me, and feel some kind of element of sympathy, if you will. Please, I beg of you. Because I know that there's going to be people watching this going, oh, wow, another Call of Duty Ghost gameplay? Come on, it's so slow-paced, it's so boring. In actual fact, I'm quite proud of this gameplay, you know? I'm quite proud of what I did from my end, most certainly, but it's the people on my team that let me down yet again. Almost to the point of utter disbelief, because normally when I record these gameplays, I sort of like, on the Elgato, when you record a gameplay, it goes onto your file, onto your hard drive, and I sort of click down, and what it does is it sort of gives you a load of numbers and a load of letters, and it's up to you to rename it, because if you don't, then you're just going to get completely confused as to what you've got on there, and end up going through all your files saying, what was that gameplay? Oh my god, I can't find that thing that I wanted. And I normally name them appropriately to what happened in the game. So if it's a Riley clip, I'll put, oh my god, Riley bit me when I don't know, jumped in the air and I jumped off a building and somehow he managed to jump after me and bite me. Unbelievable clip. Or if it's a rage and fail, I'll put rage at falling off building unnecessarily. Something like that, you know, so I can kind of refer to it when I need to do the certain relevant gameplays or certain relevant videos, should I say. Now, if it's a decent gameplay, I'll appropriately name it that, you know, 43 for 0 or something like that. But with this gameplay in the background, it wasn't hard to find. I certainly named it appropriately because it was named the most useless bunch of bastards I've ever played with in my entire life. Worst teammates ever. Simple. Now at the beginning of this game, I think about the first few minutes, I genuinely thought I was going to get a chem strike. I thought it was actually going well. I wasn't looking at the score. In my own mind, I thought it would probably have been about, I don't know, 22, 23 for about 4. Because I went ham, you know. I don't consider myself to be the best player in the world. I've never professed to be a great player. I like to be brutally honest on this channel. And if I do terrible, I'm quite happy to open my hands and say, hey, you know, I could have done better. My aim was off or anything like that. You know, some commentators, some YouTube channels really don't let their guard down with things like that. They'll say, you know, this is how I do all the time, or every gameplay is absolutely epic, and people watching wonder and say, man, you're a beast, you know, you should be a professional. With me, I like to keep it a little bit more realistic and say, this was a good gameplay today, but that gameplay wasn't so good that day, and I do have bad days. But I can honestly say that I think I'm well above average as a player. But when I finish a game and we end up losing and I do exceptionally well or really well or decent, whatever way you want to look at it, and then I look at my teammates and they have got absolutely nowhere near anywhere to the point of what I've got. It's like this gameplay ended and I had actually more kills than all my teammates put together and 3 of the other team. So that to me would signify that I know my stuff. Now, I have to ask, whenever I get these gameplays, which is a lot, you know, it's like Call of Duty Ghosts, I think my win-loss ratio is probably about 0.10, because I just don't win games. I primarily play Team Deathmatch, and I don't win games. My kill-death ratio sort of varies on different consoles. I think on the Xbox my kill-death ratio is about 3.20, and I think on the PS4 it's about, I don't know, 2.50 or something like that. So, you know, I kind of know what I'm doing. I just get a little bit reckless sometimes, and that costs me. But with Call of Duty Ghosts, it's sort of allowed, you know, the amount of times I've lost count, how many times I've walked down a way and I've thought, yeah, I'm in a good safe zone here, and then like I keep mentioning somebody with a ghillie suit lying in the ground with a thermal LMG will just pop me off and that's the end of me. You don't get much time to react because the damage or the damage on the weaponry or the health is so low, whatever they did to it, I don't know. Oh look, that rhymes. See, I'm a rhymer as well. I'm a poet, I'm a rapper, a gangster, a bitch slapper. I don't know. But going aside from that, I just don't understand. I need to kind of register in my brain how people can go kind of 2 for 17. Because, especially in a game like Call of Duty Ghosts, Black Ops 2 I can sort of understand it because the hit detection's sort of funky. You know, I've lost count of how many times I've pumped practically 3/4 of the capacity of my PDW ammunition into somebody only for them to turn around and do some crazy B23R pistol one-shot on me. But with Call of Duty Ghosts, that rule doesn't apply. The hit detection is unbelievable. It's got the greatest hit detection as far as I'm concerned. I love the hit detection in Call of Duty Ghosts. So that to me would amplify that it's actually quite easy to get kills. even if you camped, you can get a good kill death ratio. Even if, you know, your L2 button is completely busted up beyond recognition, you can walk around the map hip firing and get a good amount of kills to, you know, compared to your deaths. The amount of deaths that I've sustained due to somebody just panic spraying from the hip somewhere around my region, even if I'm very far away from them, is unbelievable. Even using a submachine gun that's supposedly not supposed to have range, I've been beaten to the draw by somebody who's just, I don't know, flapped it maybe. So I'm thinking, how do people get so bad? The one thing I will say is I'm a firm believer that skill-based matchmaking has been present in probably the most recent Call of Duties and not just Advanced Warfare alone. And I'll tell you my theory behind this. And I think with Advanced Warfare it's more broken, and I don't know why, maybe it's the net coding. But as far as Call of Duty Ghost goes and Black Ops 2, I've said this before, when I'm sitting in the lobby, I sort of have a look at people, you know, I look at the lobby leaderboard, and generally I sort of rank above everybody else. But when I see somebody there who's got anything over a 2 KD compared to the 0.38 KDs or 0.50 KDs, I sit there and say, right, I guarantee he will be on the other team. And as sure as Kim Kardashian's ass is fat, it happens. Not just once, not just twice, but all the time. I never get the good players on my team. I always play with the dirge. Now, is it the fact that these players are really bad? Or is it maybe that, you know, can one person beasting on a team be so damaging and detrimental to your own teammates? I mean, does it completely screw up the spawns? Maybe me being in their spawn, taking one down after the other, means that the team just don't know where to spawn and they're spawning behind me and taking out my teammates while they're unawares. I don't know, but it's a real broken dynamic and it pisses me off. I just wanted to talk about it and ask somebody's opinion. Does anybody know out there why I get such shitty teammates? Tell me, please, and put my mind to rest. Apocalypse done.